Good morning and welcome to the Porch broadcast. Well, it's Mother's Day today, and I want to do a Mother's Day video, give a special shout out to all the mothers of the world. Being a mother is difficult at times and very rewarding at times. So, thank you for all of you mothers, and God bless you guys for what you do in life and the sacrifices that you make. I want to give a special shout out to the mothers in my immediate family. Margie, that's my mother. She's passed on now. And Floyd, that's my wife's mother. She's passed on now. But I want to give a special shout out and remember them. I want to give a special Mother's Day shout out to my wife, Wanda. Always been a great mother, done a good job as a mother, and been a tremendously good wife as well. Want to give a shout out, of course, to my daughter Sarah, which is another great mother. She took after her mom there, and she does a great job as a mother, and I'm very proud of her. Uh, Beverly, uh, Kelly, these are my daughter-in-laws, Tasha, and my granddaughter Lexi. Uh, Lexi being very young, but I've watched her over the past year or two, and she's just been a great mother to our grandbaby. Excuse me just a minute. For whatever reason, my gimbal holding my camera decided to go crazy, so I've had to stop a few minutes and fix that. But anyway, maybe we can edit that goofiness out of there. But just a special thanks to all of these mothers. And like I said, I was talking about Lexi. She's doing such a good job as being a mother. And I would suppose that's because, of my daughter Sarah raising her that way, and my wife raising Sarah that way. Uh, I can't say enough good things about these mothers. They're great and appreciate them very, very much. And just pray that God will bless them. Now, I want to tell you a little bit of a story because that's just kind of the way I do things. That's how I communicate. And I want to tell that story about my mother. Uh, used to, Mom and I would sit down, not very often, but once every month or so, and we'd have long talks and visit and just talk about things we like to talk about. I miss that. I tell you, I was just thinking the other day, I'd like to sit down and talk to her again and have one of those talks that we used to have. But that's just not going to happen because she's gone. But maybe one of these days I'll get to talk to her again. I'm pretty sure I will. But having said that, her and I were talking one day, and she said to me, she said, "Son, I wasn't a very good mother." And she said, "I'm sorry for that." And I said, "Mom, there's not a person in this world that I'd rather have had for a mother than you, and I wouldn't trade you for any other mother. You're my mother, and I love you, and I just don't want any other mother. Don't even want to think about that." And I understood where she was coming from, but I also took into consideration life isn't perfect for people, and people are not perfect. Was she the perfect mother? No, no, and nobody is. But I wouldn't have it any other way but for her to have been my mother. Love her dearly. But let me tell you a little bit of the backstory about my mother. She came from Arkansas. Uh, Not back in the 60s, 50s, and 60s, there wasn't much education. She wasn't super educated. She could read and write, okay, but she didn't have a lot of life experiences. And in her mid 20s, my dad moved her out onto the West Coast, Oregon in particular, and he took a sawmill job out there because there wasn't any jobs in the southern part of the United States that paid enough for anybody to make her a living for the family. So anyway, we're all moved out there. It's a new world for us in the '60s, especially. I mean, it was just a different world, and everything was new and a little bit scary. And so Dad's out there working at a sawmill trying to make a living. And anyway, he ended up getting killed in an accident, not at the sawmill. It was a boating accident, but he ended up dying. Anyway, you got a young lady that's from Arkansas out in a whole new part of the world, no family out there. And now, I mean, mid-20s, now she's stuck out there in the middle of nowhere, and she got 4 kids, and her husband's gone. Now, there wasn't a lot of welfare programs back in those days. And so now she got to figure out how to feed 4 kids. And she did. And I want to give a shout out to the churches out there that I know came in and helped her during that time. Good people. Thank God for them. But anyway, we made it. She remarried finally. And, life never was super easy for my family, but it isn't for most families. But Mom did the best she could. She made a lot of good decisions and she made a few bad ones. But nonetheless, she done the best she could. And that's kind of the way with parents. Parents, here's the thing about it, guys, and think about this. You get to be a parent one time, and you've never done it before. So the one time you get to do it, you have zero experience. Well, are you going to make some mistakes? The answer to that is, yeah, you're going to make some mistakes. And so, I just want to point out to you guys that have mothers out there today, they may not have been perfect and they may not be perfect, but you ain't either. Respect your mothers. Wish them a happy Mother's Day. Do something nice for them. Let them know you love them and let them know that they're special. Well, I'm going to call this a wrap on this video. Guys, I just want to say again, happy Mother's Day to all you guys out there, and may God bless.